Hey everybody, how are you? Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm going to share my screen with you and we've got a presentation. I'm really excited that you joined us today, and so let's see if I can get this up. There we go. So welcome again to our virtual information session. I'm Denise Rotondo and I'm delighted to be the Dean of the Wehle School of Business at Canisius College. I'm joined here today by several of my friends and colleagues. I have Juliana Golubieski. She's a professor of economics in our economics and finance department. Dr. Jem Goldstein, who's a professor of accounting and a leader of our accounting information systems program. I have Dr. Sarah Woodside, who's from the management department. We have Laura McEwen, who's my associate dean. Jim McCarthy, who is the director of internships and student development in the School of Business. We have two current students, Cameron Rosenacker and Adele Tucker, and one of our young alum, Alexandra Pfeiffer, who are going to join me on this presentation today for you. And what we wanted to do is kind of start off with a little bit of a conversation about our approach to business education and hopefully answer your questions about Canisius along the way. So let's see, hopefully this is going to work. Why is it not working? Okay, there we go. I'm sorry, you have to bear with me, the technology on this side. So I wanted to start off by just talking a little bit about what makes us different and unique. And certainly at the top of that list is the knowledge that students get when they come to our programs. We have nationally ranked academic programs that are taught by faculty that are both academic and professional experts. And we're really proud of that. We focus on hiring faculty that have not only the scholarly background, but have the experience in practice itself, so they really know what the business world is like and what it takes to be successful in the business world. The second key, I guess, ingredient to our success is experience. 100% of our students graduate with hands-on experience in the actual practice of business. And the third component of, I think, what makes us different and unique is our network, that we bring to the table Western New York's largest and most powerful network of alumni and business partners. And that is really essential for helping students move forward in their career, figuring out what they want to do, and then getting opportunities in the companies that they're in. So those are some really bold claims, but those are some claims that we can back up with some facts. We are very proud to be ranked by U.S. News & World Report as the #1 private undergraduate business program in Western New York. Our accounting and our finance programs are nationally ranked top 6% and 7% in the nation for excellence in those areas. In the state of New York, our accounting program is second only to NYU. And our finance program is fourth behind NYU, Fordham, and Cornell. And I would say that we are a whole lot more affordable than all of those options, but delivering education at just the best of the best level, and especially in those areas. So I'm going to take a tour here through the different majors and options that you have for choosing a field of study. But before we get to that, one of the things I want to say to you is that the way a business program is designed is that all students are going to take the same common set of core classes regardless of their major. We want every student to have a broad-based foundational understanding of the way businesses operate. So you understand how businesses turn a dollar, how they interact with their environment, how they add value. And on top of those core classes, students then add an academic major. And in addition to that, all of our students complete our Business X program, which we'll talk a little bit more about in a minute. But we offer majors in accounting as well as accounting information systems as a separate major. That's actually really unique. Most accounting programs, a student might get one class in accounting information systems, maybe two. We offer a whole entire major in accounting information systems. So that's one of the things that makes Canisius unique and adds to the power of our accounting program and the reason why it's ranked so high. It's worth noting here that Canisius has the #1 CPA pass rate in the state of New York, and we have year in and year out for years and years and years. That's really important because at the end of the day, if you're going into accounting, you probably should be thinking about getting a CPA because that is the premier credential that you have. And that's a high stakes test, and you want to make sure that you're going to pass it. And hopefully you won't have to take it several times. Canisius has the #1 pass rate for first-time test takers in the state of New York out of anybody else in the state. So we're very proud of that. In the accounting and finance department, we offer majors at both economics and finance. In finance, our strength is in investment research as well as corporate finance, general finance. The management department offers majors in management, entrepreneurship, and international business. And in marketing, we offer a marketing major as well as a major called integrated marketing communication, which is sort of a hybrid program between communication studies, marketing, and a little bit of digital media arts. We have 4 different courses in digital marketing that we offer at Canisius, which again is really unique. Most undergraduate programs, you might get 1, maybe 2. We have 4 different unique courses in digital marketing. So if that's something that you're interested in, this is one of the great opportunities we offer at Canisius. So a few seconds ago, I mentioned that our students also have to complete something called Business X. Well, what is Business X? Business X is an innovative program. It is totally unique to Canisius. It has been designed to help our students figure out what they want to do, to be able to navigate the job search process, and ultimately to be able to get the experience that they need to get a full-time job when they finish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over to Jim McCarthy, who again is the Director of Internships and Student Development at Canisius, and he's going to walk through some of the more finer details about the Business X program. So Jim?
Yeah, thanks, Denise. So we created Business X to really focus on sort of figuring out what you want to do and to get comfort with there's the academic piece of studying accounting or marketing or finance, whatever the major is. But then there's the professional piece of, do I like the work? What kind of environment do I want to be in? How is my academic work actually applied in a business setting? So we've broken up BizX into sort of 3 pieces. The first year, in your freshman year, it's really about sort of exposure. So we do alumni panels. We have professionals who are coming onto campus and they hold information sessions to talk about what they do. At the end of the semester, we have a thing called a Business Immersion Challenge, where a company, last semester it was, or last year it was Rich Products, who came on campus and actually had a real world problem that they provided to students to solve. And the students worked together in groups and then presented it to the executive team for Rich Products, which was really popular. And it was a really good way for students to see how real world problems are actually being solved. And it was a real business case that they provided us. In the sophomore year, the focus is on preparation. So we focus a lot on developing a resume, getting ready for interview preparation, and networking, how to do that, and what kinds of how to outreach to somebody and how to conduct informational interviews with them. So we end the semester with a big mock interview event where we invite alumni and professionals to come in and hold half-hour mock interviews with students that we have prepared everybody for. And the students and the alumni and the business professionals that come in have really enjoyed that and learned a lot from each other in that. And then junior, senior year, the sort of the final piece to BizX is an experiential requirement. So Denise mentioned at the beginning of the webinar that all of the students from the Wehle Business School graduate with some concrete professional experience. And during their junior or senior year, we prepared students, we've exposed them to the different careers, and then through both one-on-one meetings with me as well as part of the class curriculum, we really help them engage in internship experiences, in real-world experiences, so they can graduate not only with the GPA, with the actual degree from Canisius, but really some sort of tangible work experience that they can say, that they can apply on a resume, and really practical experience to go along with that. So in culmination, it's a really complete program, and it allows students to get a lot of one-on-one development from me to help them sort of figure out what they want to do. And it's really been successful so far. So I'm very happy to be a part of that program.
All right. So in addition to your academics and Business X, we offer lots of opportunities for students to get involved, to build their network, to make new friends, to learn even more about business. And so I thought we'd spend a few minutes talking about the student experience and what else happens at Canisius if you come and major in business at Canisius College. So student organizations, we have lots of those. We have more student organizations than anybody needs to have, and certainly one for everybody. So one of our most active and involved is the Accounting Society. The Accounting Society, I guess I will ask Jim Goldstein if he could speak for a minute about the kind of things that the students that are involved in the Accounting Society, what are the kind of things that they get to do?
Sure. Thanks, Dean Rotondo. So the Accounting Society essentially has two main purposes. The first purpose is to make sure that students get exposure to professional events. For example, we have a big event in the fall where a number of accounting firms come in. Students are able to meet representatives from those firms, learn about what it's like to work at those firms. They get a chance to interact with people from different accounting firms as well as industry about positions that are available, and they get to interact with those folks, do things like mock interviews, learn how to put their resumes together. And one of the advantages of Canisius is our size. So we're not just talking about sitting in a lecture hall with 150 other students trying to vie for attention from these professionals. We actually get some one-on-one time with these professionals. So very active from the professional standpoint, but the Accounting Society also serves students from the social side. For example, we have an end-of-year Christmas party in the fall. We have a number of events such as we have fun with mini golf. There was supposed to be a paintball with the professors, which never really happened. I was looking forward to that one. And maybe next year we could do something like that. But the students really have a good time, and I think it really helps gel them together because, as we mentioned, it's a top program. It's a difficult program. One of our strengths is the way that students can actually work together to get themselves through that.
So in addition to the Accounting Society, which gives you a little bit of a flavor of the kind of things that all of these student organizations do, we have the Society for Economics and Finance, which does similar kinds of things for students in those majors. SHRM is the Society for Human Resource Management. So we actually have a minor in human resources within our management department. And so those students, again, get to interact with professionals and also do a lot of service projects where they go out and help people develop their resumes and interviewing skills. Another program that we offer is called the Western New York Prosperity Fellows Program, which we have one of those fellows in a second ready to speak to you, but that's both an opportunity for student programming. There's scholarships involved with that, plus they get paid internships. Enactus is a student organization that is very entrepreneurial in its ethos. They actually run a business on campus called Quad Gear, where they make t-shirts and sell those. They're also involved with a nonprofit called So Ready, which helps refugees develop sewing skills so they can become more economically self-sufficient. And we have the Canisius Entrepreneurs Organization, CEO, which is connected with our entrepreneurship major and provides those students lots of opportunities to connect with entrepreneurs and learn how to develop and grow their own business. In addition to the student organizations, our students through these organizations as well as through different classes have opportunities to, again, connect with real businesses and help solve real business problems. So for example, Canisius is home to the Women's Business Center and the Wehle School of Business. That is an SBA funded entity that helps women launch and grow businesses. Many times those clients come to the Women's Business Center with problems or issues that they have. They need help with marketing. They need somebody to write an employee manual for them to help them figure out how they're going to hire people. And so our students working alongside faculty get the opportunity to work with those clients of the Women's Business Center, again, getting that hands-on connection with real business problems and real experience. Same thing for the Center for Integrated Marketing Communication. That's new, being launched this coming year, and that is going to help clients that need help specifically with marketing communications challenges, digital marketing issues. Another opportunity that we have for students is through our Golden Gryphon Fund, and that is a student managed investment fund. We have someone who's going to talk about that in a second too, so I won't elaborate a whole lot on that right here, right now, other than to just say we have incredible opportunities for students to get experience and build their network and make friends. So I thought it would be really fun for you to maybe hear from a couple current students today. And I would like to introduce Cameron Rosenecker, who has earned his Bachelor's of Accounting last May and is finishing up with his MBA in Accounting this May. And Adele Tucker, who is getting her Bachelor's of Science in Entrepreneurship as well as in Marketing this May as well. So Cameron and Adele, if you would like to kind of talk a little bit about your experience at Canisius, why you chose your majors, what experiences that you've had, and what you would tell folks that are considering where to go to college in the fall. So Cameron, how about we start off with you?
Yeah, sure. Hello, everybody. It's great to be here with all of you. So I'll give a little background about myself. So I started at Canisius in the fall of 2015 as a management major. And I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, but I figured I'd get some type of degree in business, and that would kind of take me where I wanted to go. And actually, one of the guys in this group chat, Dr. Goldstein, steered me towards accounting not too long after I started at Canisius. And from that point on, I added accounting and finance. So I finished with a triple major in accounting, finance, and management. So the first thing I'd like to note for anyone listening is something that's really great and maybe a differentiating factor about Canisius College is the fact that you can really walk out of the doors after 4 years, maybe less than that, depending on what you choose to do, with multiple majors in your back pocket, which is something that really sets you apart, or that at least I've noticed has set me apart as I've applied for jobs. At the same time, specifically about accounting, I actually just yesterday submitted my final paper to finish my MBA in accounting. So that's all finished up. But having completed that, I think, this dual program where you can finish an MBA after 1 year after your undergraduate studies is just something that really has the opportunity to propel you into success in your career. To talk a little bit really briefly about some of the successes that Canisius' accounting program has offered me. So last summer, I was chosen as one of 6 people in the country to intern at Ernst & Young's global headquarters office in London as part of a program that they offer. So I thought that was an extremely beneficial experience for me, but something that I don't think I could have achieved maybe elsewhere if it weren't for the opportunities that Canisius College has given me, and maybe the name that a Canisius College diploma carries on your resume. At the same time, I also just accepted an offer with the Government Accounting Standards Board in Connecticut to begin in January. So I'll be starting at Ernst & Young in September, and then going to do a 1-year stint as one of 8 in the nation to be selected to work for the Government Accounting Standards Board. So a lot of really exciting things coming out of a small college in Buffalo that maybe most people would never notice or think about, but I think that this school offers a number of different opportunities that I'm sure that Adele can talk about too. So I'll pass it off to her.
Hi everybody, my name's Adele. I'm an entrepreneurship and marketing student at Canisius. I'm actually in my senior year, and I'm going to be pursuing my MBA too, starting this summer. So yeah, I can't really say enough great things about Canisius. I've had such an amazing experience all throughout my time at Canisius. I picked entrepreneurship and marketing actually because I'm very interested in entrepreneurship, and I've been running a photography business for about 6 years now. So that really started my passion for entrepreneurship, was being able to run a business while going to school. And both of these majors have opened up so many amazing opportunities for me. Both of these majors offer classes that are very hands-on and give you a lot of experience with real businesses. I've had some consulting projects where I get to work with businesses and come up with marketing plans. My last entrepreneurship class that I took, we got to work on a business plan for our own business. And then you actually have the opportunity to enter into the New York State Business Plan competition. And my team is actually going on to the finals, so that's really exciting. So there's so many different opportunities within the majors, but then in addition to that, you get to be involved in organizations like we just talked about. So I am a Western New York Prosperity Fellow, and that's really an excellent opportunity. I really encourage everybody to be involved. In that program, there's so many networking opportunities to meet business professionals and other students. It's actually a program with UB too. So you not only get to connect with Canisius students, but you get to have this new network of UB fellows who are really inspiring and like-minded students. So it's fun to be around them. They offer you skill building opportunities. We get to go to lots of workshops. There's funding available through this fellowship for scholarships, and also if you want to attend workshops on your own, you can apply for up to $1,000 of funding to attend any workshop that you'd like. And also the internship opportunities through this fellowship are really exciting. So I got to do an internship at a marketing agency, which was fun, and it was actually paid through the fellowship, and you get to choose whatever company you'd like to work for. So yeah, there's so many opportunities, and the Canisius Entrepreneurs Organization too is really exciting. I was the president of that organization, and we get to attend a global conference every year, and you get to compete with your business idea and pitch competitions and get feedback from these really well-known people and judges, and get to meet people from all over the world. So yeah, lots of opportunities.
So I would want to add a couple comments here, because both of these students are just amazing and are have done so much and are being very modest. I would want to say, with respect to Cam, with your GASB position that you just got, one of the things I think it's interesting for people to know is that in order to even apply to those internships, the school itself has to be approved by GASB to even accept internships. And so you can't just go anywhere and be an accounting major, no matter how talented you are, unless GASB has recognized the quality and caliber of the school you're coming from. And we have students that got an internship not only just at GASB, but we also have one going to FASB, which is the Federal Accounting Standards Board. Is that right, Jim? I think that's right.
No, that's right. That's right.
Right.
It's Financial Accounting Standards Board.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yes, it's not my field. Okay. Financial Accounting Standards Board is so again, just wonderful opportunities that coming from this little school in Buffalo, but is such a powerhouse. And the Western New York Prosperity Fellows Program, I can't say enough about that. It is for any student. You don't even have to be a business major to do it. But it's for any student who really has who's interested in entrepreneurship, but who has committed to staying in the Western New York Buffalo area when they graduate for a couple of years, because there's tremendous scholarship money that goes with it, paid internships, and like Adele said, all kind of programming and networking opportunities for you. So it's just an incredible opportunity for students to take advantage of. One of the other most impactful student activities that I mentioned earlier that we have is the Golden Gryphon Fund. And this is an area where we've had tremendous success year in and year out. I mentioned investment research being one of our strengths in our finance program. And as part of that, we have a student managed investment fund called the Golden Gryphon Fund, where students are actually managing real money and acting as they would as analysts and equity analysts and portfolio managers. And so we have today with us a young lady by the name of Alexandra Pfeiffer. Alex is right now an analyst at Courier Capital. She graduated last year, but before she left us, she was the captain of our 2019 CFA Research Challenge team, which actually went on to become co-champions of the Americas. So they were one of the top 5 teams in the world, beating out, I think it was well over 900 other schools for that honor. In 2015, Canisius was the global champion for the CFA Research Challenge. So again, just globally recognized excellence in investment research coming from Canisius College. So Alex, I thought I would ask you to just talk a little bit about Golden Gryphon Fund and maybe CFA Research Challenge and the doors that opened for you.
Yeah, thank you. So while I was at Canisius, I participated in both the Golden Gryphon Fund, which is the student-run investment management program, and I was also captain of the CFA research team, and we placed in the top 5 in the world, and it was 1,100 teams.
1,100, even it was more impressive.
And that's a global competition for equity analysis. And so besides those things being part of an academically rigorous program, these opportunities also allowed me to connect with so many industry professionals and a vast alumni network from the Golden Gryphon Fund program. So with the Golden Gryphon Fund, networking and mentoring are built into the program. Every member gets assigned an industry mentor that they can use as a resource throughout the program. And the program also hosts a couple of networking events throughout the duration to help students connect with alumni who are always so excited and happy to talk with current students and offer any advice or answer any questions they might have. This program has been around for a while, so there's a pretty extensive alumni network, and they're all very eager to reach out, especially when their employers are hiring, and they love to hire GGF alums because of the caliber of students that this program turns out. So another great thing about the Golden Gryphon Fund is that by the time you complete the program, you'll actually have something tangible to bring with you to interviews, which is your analysis on the target company that you work on during the program. And when I was interviewing, employers were always so impressed at the level of depth that these reports go into. It's a complete report. And then with the CFA Research Challenge and the Golden Gryphon Fund, I was able to create so many relationships with both professionals in the industry and with my professors at school. And that's actually how I ended up at my job, is that because I worked so closely with some of the professors, they reached out to me when one of the professors, the firm that he works for, was hiring, and called me to ask if I was interested in a position with him. And I'd encourage everyone who's interested in either, finance or accounting or really anything to look into this program, because even if you ultimately decide not to go into the investment management field, the skills you learn through the program are so easily marketable and helpful no matter what field you go into, and the connections you make are invaluable.
Thank you very much. We're very proud of our success in this arena. And so, and you guys have been brought a lot of recognition and honor to us. We're really happy for your success. And I should note that Cameron Rosenecker was actually on our 2020 team as well. And so we have, if you have any questions about GGF or the CFA Research Challenge team, we have 2 folks here that were actually on those teams. It's a lot of work, but I think both of you would probably say, well worth it. And you probably learned more doing that than just about anything else that you've ever done. So
Spot on. Exactly right.
Spot on. So earlier you heard us talking about how our students, 100% of our students are required as part of Business X really to have an internship or some other approved experience. The Golden Gryphon Fund would be an example of an experience that would count to satisfy that requirement, because it is actually managing real money, and it doesn't get any more real than that. But I thought I'd spend a second explaining to you sort of why we take the experience component so seriously. And it is because experience is the key to getting a full-time job when you leave college. Employers look first to their interns when making full-time offers. And if they don't fill what their needs with their interns, from their own interns, they will start looking for people that have had similar experience at other firms. And so having hands-on actual business practice experience is just absolutely critical. And so it's something that the faculty and I just felt like we weren't going to let that people fall through the cracks and take a chance on whether they may or may not decide to do an internship. Is absolutely so essential to your success and ultimately to our placement rates. And so we have on here for you on the screen just some examples of really some of the more name brand companies, but the ones that are our top employers. They are our employer partners. They work with us on our curriculum. as well as in the recruiting of our students. They are full of Canisius alum, and those alum are instrumental in helping come back and get more Canisius students to come to work at that company. And so, you know, we mentioned earlier, Rich Products was working with our students last fall, working with our freshmen last fall in our Freshman Business Immersion Challenge. And those relationships hopefully will continue. And there will be some people that will say, maybe I'd like to intern at Rich Products, and Rich Products will end up with some employees. And so it's a partnership that works for us because it helps provide a richer educational experience, but it's also helping those firms build a talent pipeline. And it's those kind of partnerships that are what a place like Canisius can bring to the table. We are right there in Buffalo. We have long-standing relationships with all of these kind of companies, and we have regular opportunities for students to interview there and ultimately get placements in places like this. And so that's just part of the reason why we have the placement rates we do. By the way, placement rates for accounting is 100% out of the Golden Gryphon Fund, 100%, you know, so I will say it's been a very good job market. And so all of our majors are, you know, well above the 90% placement rate within, you know, either at, you know, not just at graduation, but with, let's say, within 3 months of graduation. But that should make you feel at least somewhat more secure that when you leave, there's going to be lots of opportunities for you because there's lots of companies that are interested in our graduates. So in sum, let me just kind of wrap up there and just tell you that we really focus on bringing to the table the opportunity to get the knowledge that you need, the experience that you need, interactions with faculty who are, again, both academic experts and experts in their professions as well. We have endless opportunity for you to really get your hands on in actual business practice. Lots of avenues to connect with alumni, to figure out what it is you want to do, and then access to more employers than you're going to find anywhere else this side of New York City, to be perfectly honest about it. Again, bold claims, but that's why we have the rankings that we do. And we're very proud of those. And so I'm gonna stop there. Hopefully this is gonna work. We have a video that we'd like to close with for you. We asked our students, because I know a lot of you are probably going to be wondering, you know, well, what is it like, you know, to have gone to Canisius and then to have to be in this online virtual environment, take classes online. So one of our faculty members that's here with us today, Juliana Golbieski, asked her students to talk a little bit about what it is like to be, oh, I'm going to see if this is going to work. Okay, I'm going to do this a different way. Hopefully if I can make this work. Oh my goodness gracious. Well,
you should be able to just screen share like you did before, but just share the other screen maybe where you had the video pulled up.
Okay, I probably am not screen sharing right now. This is not working, is it?
No.
All right, well.
So if you leave your screen share at the top, and then you can go back into screen share a different view. You want to try that?
I was trying to get it through here, through this. I'm not sure it's going to work, but we're going to try it. We'll try it one more time. Hopefully this will work. Tell me if it's working. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Actually going a lot smoother than I anticipated. Going online, one of my biggest worries was if I'd be able to grasp the concept the same way as I did in person. And I've been able to do this primarily due to my professors and them being willing and able to go the extra mile to help me.
Most of my lectures have been posted online with voiceover narrations, so I'm getting the same exact feel as if I were sitting in the actual classroom.
Our professors have been amazing with the communication. I've gotten just as much help as I needed, just as much as if I would have been in class.
The helpfulness of my professors shows how understanding they are and how deeply they care for their students.
I think this is unique to Canisius, primarily due to the small size, as well as the family values that Canisius embodies.
Canisius will be there for you, even if it's just through a computer screen at first.
Becoming a Gryphs is one of the best decisions in my life, and it is still good to be one even in quarantine.
I'm glad to be a Gryphon.
I'm proud to be a Gryph.
I am Gryphon strong.
We are Gryphon strong.
We are Gryphon strong.
All right, so there we go.
All right. Denise, we actually have quite a few questions that have come through. If you want to, maybe you want to start asking the panel here. Let me see. So one of the first questions is about students who might want to minor in a business area. And are these, the experiences that you've talked about, the opportunities you've talked about, are those available to students who are looking to minor as well?
I'm going to say yes, and I will let anyone else jump in here, Laura, to answer. Or
you know, we talked about those organizations and those clubs that you could participate in. They really sometimes tend to be based on interest and not necessarily major. So there's not a requirement that if you wanted to be in the economics finance that you have to be an economics finance major. For example, I know the president of the Marketing Society maybe a couple of years ago was actually a finance major. So, you know, you can pick those areas based upon your interests.
we encourage freshmen to get involved. And again, minors, almost every organization is open, at Canisius is open to any major, which again, by default would mean as well, any minor. And we would encourage anyone to get involved because it can only help you. It can only help build your resume, build your network, and gain some experience in those fields. So absolutely.
Great. Another question was, can the accounting major participate in the Golden Gryphon Fund? And just to expand on that, can any major participate in the Gryphon Fund?
So
do you want me to take that one?
Yeah, go ahead. You can start.
Yeah, so to be a part of the Golden Gryphon Fund, you don't necessarily have to be a finance major, but you have to take certain classes that are required prerequisites to be a part of the Golden Gryphon Fund. So for instance, really as a grad assistant this past year, what we've tried to advise students in accounting who are interested in being a part of the Golden Gryphon Fund is to dual major in finance, because it gets you that opportunity to get 2 degrees and to also take the prerequisite classes that you need to be a part of the Golden Gryphon Fund. Something else that's great is the fact that accounting very well prepares you to be a part of the Golden Gryphon Fund. Not that a finance degree doesn't, but accounting kind of does in a different way. Economics also prepares you, like an economics major also prepares you very well for the Golden Gryphon Fund. So we see in a lot of my classmates this past year in GGF, where I was the only one who had an accounting background. Pretty much everyone else was an accounting or a finance and economics dual major, which is where we see a lot of that participation coming from. But that's not to say that you can't be interested in accounting, and as long as you've taken the prerequisite classes, also be a part of GGF.
Great. Couldn't have said it better.
One of the questions that came in actually came in through the chat feature, so I don't think that all of our viewers can see it. So I just want to make sure we answer it live, because I'm sure other people have this question as well. As far as the student organizations that were discussed, are those available to all students in all different all different business majors? And also, does that include freshmen? Will freshmen be able to be a part of those organizations?
Yes, absolutely. We encourage freshmen to get involved. At Canisius, most student organizations, I'm going to make a statement that I'm probably true about this. I believe that they have to be an official student organization, you have to be open to all majors, at least to get funding, I think, for anything that they're doing. So most of them are open to all majors. You're going to tend to find, obviously, certain majors are going to have some affinity with certain kinds of organizations and not others. But we have many students that are majors in A, but they're in a student organization that's connected with major B and C or D or something like that. And we have students that are majors outside the School of Business. So here's a good example. The Society for Human Resource student organization has lots of students from communication studies, from psychology, because they're all have a common interest in the HR profession. So it draws from majors from all over campus, and you can get involved with that as soon as your freshman year. Maybe because we lumped them together on the same screen, I want to make something, I want to make this clear. Like something like the Golden Gryphon Fund, that is like an academic course that you take. It is available to you your senior year. So you have to work up to that. There's a certain level of knowledge and skills that you have to build up, prerequisite classes that you have to get out of the way. You actually have to apply to be in that. And then you're accepted into the GGF experience courses, and you get to carry on from there. So that's not something you could do as a freshman, but certainly being involved with the Society for Economics and Finance is something you could do as a freshman. And then you're learning some of the skills and meeting the faculty and fellow students and things like that. So, it's, anyone else can feel free to jump in here, but.
Well, as far as the Accounting Society goes, I know that we always encourage other majors to come by, because at the same time they get something out of it too. For example, if we're working on resumes or doing mock interviews, I'd like to encourage other students to attend as well, looking at business students as a whole. You don't have to be a member of the Accounting Society in order to attend the events. We're open to all.
Awesome.
We also have over 150 student organizations on campus. So it's not everything is obviously business focused as well.
Mm-hmm.
Something that I found that was great about my time at Canisius is, sometimes you kind of feel like, oh, I've gotten enough taste of business for this week in all of my classes. But there's something else that you can do that's maybe completely unrelated to the School of Business, like Ultimate Frisbee, for example, that you might be interested in. I can promise you that there's something on campus that you'd be able to find that you're interested in, and a group of like-minded people that are interested in it as well.
Great answer.
Talking about the clubs leads into another really unique part of Canisius, which is the connection between faculty and students. So in a larger school, you might find that the 3 students who are here on this panel, they might not be students that I know. And I'm in management. Cam, that's one of your degrees, but none of the other students are majoring in management. I have taught Cam, Alex, and Adele, and we connect pretty closely through these student clubs. And you will actually find that professors might come and seek you out to join clubs as we get to know you and see where you might fit in. If you tend to be a little shy, we might encourage you to join us. There are other ways as well that students have a pretty amazing way to connect directly with faculty. If I just think about internships, I've had students who I advised through their internships experiences, one at Moog, one at Geico, several others, and we meet regularly to talk about their experience, to work through problems that come up. One of those students who was also a thesis student of mine, we just published a paper together. So there's just amazing ways to connect not only with your peers through student clubs, but with your faculty, and those relationships go on to become things like Alex, you described around finding your current position.
Awesome. One of the last questions that we have here in the question and answer feature here is, can anybody talk a little bit more about international business as a major? Maybe give some highlights, something like that.
Sure. International business is in the management department, but it's a separate major, and we have several classes that you would take from the business core, and then you would take some separate international business courses. But of course, the main draw of the IB program are the opportunities to connect globally. So we have had courses around doing business in the EU, where students do a 10-day trip as well as take a course that prepares them for that trip. We've had a course on sustainability in Brazil that international business students could take. We have all kinds of opportunities to go and study abroad for a semester or for a year. So we've had students from Korea to Spain. We have a connection where you can actually double major, not double major, but get a dual degree between the University of Strasbourg in France and Canisius. And there are language opportunities, of course, connected to other departments on campus if you're interested in gaining second language proficiency.
Yeah, and you know,
and there's a club. So there's also the you want to talk about the club, Laura?
No, you can talk about the club. I was going to say something else. So
there's also a student association, the Canisius International Business Association, and they have competed also in national and international competitions. They just took home a 3rd place for one of the chapter awards this past fall. And they also do a local event with the World Trade Center where they do a case competition. So there's lots of hands-on practical experience as well as the coursework.
Yeah, and I just wanted to follow up and say, when, you know, Sarah talked about the course about doing business in the EU and sustainability, that you don't necessarily have to be an international business major to participate. You're eligible to participate in that if you're a business student or even if you're a non-business student. So if you're looking for a way to get some type of global experience without necessarily studying abroad, there's an opportunity for you.
Great. We did have one more question come through. The question is, if a student wanted to major in something like a science, but minor in a business, is it manageable? Is it doable? You know, can maybe we talk about a little bit more about, you know, minoring maybe in business and picking up something completely different to major in, or vice versa? Just opportunities to explore lots of different areas in terms of majors and minors.
Canisius does have a business minor, and there are students that are science majors that are business minoring, communications. One of the things you'll find in your curriculum is you'll have the ability for what are called electives, and those electives then allow you the ability to pick up a minor or take a course that you are interested in. But definitely students are able to do the minor in business.
Great.
And that also can prepare you to go on and get an MBA. So what a lot of students will do that are majoring in something else will take a business minor. Then you've done the foundation courses that you need to do the MBA, and you can do an MBA in 1 year after that. So it becomes sort of like a 4+1 program.
Yeah, so to follow up on that, we have a program that's called a Bachelor MBA program. And what that does in the senior year, it does allow students to start picking up MBA classes. So when you're picking up your MBA classes at that time, you're still receiving all your undergraduate aid, and then stay an additional year and get the MBA. One of the other nice features about that is, you know, let's say that you were a marketing major, you took a finance class and you enjoyed the finance class, but not necessarily something that you wanted to change your major to. You could come and do the MBA with a concentration in finance, and then after 5 years, you're leaving with 2 areas of good knowledge and breadth.
You'll also find that people at Canisius will help you piece together how to do double majors or a major and a minor across schools. So for example, we've had a number of pre-med students who also major in entrepreneurship because they're interested in learning how to run a business. And then Adele, you were in environmental science, right? As well as entrepreneurship. How is that experience for you?
Sorry, can you just repeat that question one more time? You cut out a little bit.
How was your experience being in both environmental science and entrepreneurship?
I'm actually not in environmental science, but I'm in marketing and entrepreneurship, and I still got to experience lots of different areas of business, and being in clubs also exposed me to lots of different things. And being in the Canisius Entrepreneurs Organization, we see a lot of people come in from different majors. So we have science students that are really interested in developing an idea, and they have a totally different perspective than business majors do on creating a business, or engineering students or something like that have a completely different perspective but have great ideas and don't really have the business mind to develop those business ideas.
All right, awesome. Well, that answers all the questions that came in. What I would say to any viewer out there that still has some questions that maybe come up after this or come up as you're kind of making your final college decision, depending on where you are in the process, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Your first stop can always be the admissions office. Admissions@canisius.edu is our email address. Very easy to get a hold of us. We can put you in touch with the faculty members that are here today, even the students that are here today. I know they're all willing to always talk about their experiences. Or if there's something else we didn't cover, we can certainly point you in the right direction to get those questions answered for you. I think at this point, Denise, I think we're probably ready to wrap up. Any last parting words here?
I just want to thank everyone for joining us today. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your interest in Canisius College. I'm just here to tell you, if you're sincerely interested in majoring in business as an undergraduate, you cannot do better than Canisius College. So we hope to see you next fall.
Absolutely. Thank you all for joining us. And like Dr. Rotondo said, we certainly hope that you will be joining us in the fall. And like I said, let us know if there's anything we can do to help you. Have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye now.